So as I was saying, speaking of baddie, I want to give a shout out to Bel Kalis Marlenis Almanzar, aka Cardi B, aka the Bodega Baddie. She just dropped her follow-up to her multi-platinum selling album Invasion of Privacy, Am I the Drama?
Yes.
And the answer to that is no, bitch, you're part of the solution. Okay.
Oh, part of the solution.
She's part of the solution.
Two things more powerful than fear. One is curiosity, and the other is anger. Sometimes people making you mad and doing like unthinkable things is the fuel you need that you don't know you need to get to the next level. I know there are things that in part of my career, I have a very specific memory. Somebody did something, it was a massive betrayal. But it was exactly what I needed.
Right.
To get me past the fear that I had for my next level. I was Trader Joe's skincare. So I know that the hair girlies know about Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle shampoo. So I, again, told you, esthetician, had a skincare company. So I'm very focused on skincare. What I have been using for the longest now is Trader Joe's Spa Tea Tree Face Wash. It's almost like Castile soap, but with tea tree in it, but it is a cleansing soap.
Came across this thing called quiet cracking. If you're not familiar with quiet cracking, it's essentially what happens to someone when they look completely fine outside, but they're quietly unraveling inside. There are cracks in your emotional and physical foundations. Let me tell you the signs, because I was like, oh yeah, I was there. So you're constantly...
Hey.
Hello.
And we're back.
How are you?
I am ready to turn the autoresponder on. How about that?
Let's get into it.
That's how I am.
Okay, well, let's just jump in. What's your out of office reply?
I am out of office, currently buying tickets to the next 6 Chris Brown Breezy Bowl shows. Me next. That's all I have to say.
Not me next. I love it.
I want to be the audience girl. I clearly need to practice. But I'll get into that. And if you don't know what we're talking about, you will find out in the next segment.
Man, if you don't know what we're talking about, I don't know, where have you been this whole... Well, there's been a lot going on this week, actually. So
where
I
have
can
you
understand.
been in the voice of Rihanna?
Where have you been? I love that song. Well,
what's your
currently in development of a show called Season of Rest and Renewal, starring me. And that includes naps, long walks, and no emails. Episodes drop daily. Bloop. Season of Rest and Renewal.
As you should. And should.
And doing.
And doing. I like that. Well, now that the autoresponder is officially on.
Yes. Let's get into the episode.
Yes. So I see you, girl. Should I start?
Let's start with you. Yes, let's start, because you've just been
That's all I want to talk about. This is all I want to talk about. I sent this message to Nikki T earlier in the week, and I was like, all I have to talk about is Miss Kayla Nicole. That's all I want to talk about in the podcast. But I really would put it for every single segment. However, I'm just going to start here.
You are more than welcome to, because I talk about Nicolandria all the time, or the Van Carthens. So
this is my version of Nicolandria. Okay,
yes.
for the 30-something esques and beyond doing the thing.
Yes,
Kayla Nicole, the Kayla Nicole, girl. I see you. We see you. We all saw you multiple times. Okay, so let me start with who Kayla Nicole used to be. Okay, because I feel bad.
Okay. Yes.
I feel bad for even mentioning her ex's name here, but Travis.
Oh, you could just say her ex.
I mean, it is what it is. He's there's no more names after this. This name has been replaced with another name, so we don't even. We just gonna say. I mean, whatevs. So yeah, that guy who throws a ball around, he is marrying this other person who sings. and they had an announcement about their marriage, and we don't care.
Oh my
We don't
gosh.
care. We don't
Hilarious.
care. So we cared. The internet cared. They broke
Yeah.
the internet, but we don't care anymore. So in the voice of China, we don't care. So
Oh
I
my
don't know if you
goodness.
saw that video. You saw that video where the Chinese foreign minister was like, "We don't care." We
No,
don't
I didn't. Now I need to go see it.
care. Okay. Well, anyway, later for them, the ball situation and the microphone. We are talking about who she is now, and I'm here to tell you that we have come to know her by her true name. So it was Kayla Nicole, but her true name, her African name, I'm calling her Kaylaka at this point
Hey,
because
Laka.
it's Kaylaka. She has earned the name Kaylaka. Because let me tell you, in case you are living somewhere under a rock or doom scrolling terrible news, I'm gonna fill you in on what had happened. So at the Chris Brown Breezy Bowl in Los Angeles, so his concert, he does a rendition of one of my most favoriteest songs of all time and all the earth, Take You Down. Now, it's a music video that I have watched more times than I should admit, given that Chris Brown has 10 full years less life experience than me. But he does have 3 more children than I have, I will say that. Take You Down is a song, a masterful R&B classic, originally released in 2008, fourth single on the exclusive album. Now, if you wonder what is the exclusive album, remember Kiss Kiss with T-Pain? That's that album, okay? But Take You Down is the gem of
It's that
this.
song. It's the song. Yes, it's
It's the
the song.
song. It's the
Mhm.
song, but more than the song, it's the video. It's the video. And it's the thoughts and the feelings that are inspired by the video. And just the whole totality of it. I felt guilty. I feel guilty. I feel guilty now. I felt a little dirty, but I no longer do. I no longer do because I never imagined that the live version in the video would be replaced by the live version in real life. A rendition that I thought could never be topped, no pun intended, has been topped by a new performance. So this time, an audience member is brought up for Take You Down. Now, Take You Down, if you've never heard the song, we got to put a link in the show notes. I can't believe you never heard the song. I'm going to leave it there. If you haven't, where have you been? But it is a sultry R&B song, and Chris Brown is telling you what it do. Okay? That's what it's about. It is about what it sounds like it's about. That's what the song's about. So, as many performers do, they have an audience segment, audience participation segment, and there's a little bit of a recliner lounge chair situation. And then you come and you lay back on the lounge chair as a member of the Chris Brown concert audience, and you receive the Chris Brown Jelly Spine special. Guess what I said?
Are you serious?
I did say
First of all, I
that.
love this breakdown. Chris Brown jelly spine special. Okay, continue.
The Chris Brown Jelly Spine special. That's what you get when you lay back on the recliner chair and Take You Down is the song that's playing. So when you see Chris Brown do what Chris Brown do, he's showing you what to do. It's the let me get up in your face and get a good angle on it, mixing bowl tap dance. That's
He's
what
very
I'm saying.
limber. Very, very limber.
Had to get that good angle. So in
Mhm.
Los Angeles, the artist formerly known as Kayla Nicole, now known as Kaylaka, rolled up with them thighs on that man, and took it to an entirely next level. Them thighs. Now that is a recurring theme here. The joy, okay? Her joy, the fun, the eye contact, the body roll, the taking back, the confidence. She did all of that like it was supposed to be done. She did it. And then after the fact, she said it, she did it for all the girlies, and particularly the brown girlies who had fascinated who were envisioning Chris Brown, who were fantasizing about Chris Brown, who all wanted to see it done in that way. That was female empowerment to the maximum for 2025. So the entire internet is just amuck, cannot stop watching. I will tell you some of my favorite comments. Now, first of all, I watched that video more times than I would like to admit. I couldn't. It repeats.
If
It
you were
repeats on
to
its own.
put a number, let's just say, How many times you think you would have watched it, including today? Because I'm sure you watched it again today.
Let's just start. Okay, today, maybe 3. I was preparing for this segment. But I mean, I find myself staring off into space sometimes. And then I realized that I was thinking about that video. I'm like, what? I'm just staring off into. So I was washing dishes and I was just staring off into space. And I was like, oh, I need to pull it. I need to pull it together. But obviously, it needs to be talked about. And I'm not the only one. Let me read you some of the
Yes,
reader
please share
comments that
some of
I've
these
seen
comments because
under
I know
this
y'all were
video
cutting it up.
posts. Okay, one of them is, okay, fine, I'll divorce my husband.
That's hilarious.
Another one is, this is entirely inappropriate and unacceptable. Me next. I mean, people were just cheering her on. Girl, you did that. This is what's supposed to be happening. So this is now that this has become a moment, which this has become a moment. This is a cultural moment. At this point, this is seared into all of our psyches and minds. If we are putting you on to this right now and you've never heard about this before, honestly, where have you been? But now the celebrities are on the Me Next reaction. So Summer Walker was the next videoed Take Me Down girl. So evidently that Chris Brown is her celeb crush. She disclosed this after the fact, so we see her. But so Summer got her treatment of the jelly spine, Chris Brown jelly spine mixing ball tap dance. That's what I'm calling it. But the legs, Summer, where were the legs? That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. If you get on that recliner, you're going to have to show us something new at this point. Because we done seen it. We done seen them thighs. And if you ain't pulling them thighs, you going to have to pull something else for our eyes. Because we done seen it all.
All right, Dr. Seuss. This is an incredible breakdown of this video and all of the angles. You have the crowd response, celebrity response, your response, Kayla's obvious response in, she was like, I am doing this for the girls.
Kaylaka.
So we see you, Kayla. Great job.
Kaylaka. She has earned a new name.
That's
did
okay.
That. Kayla Nicole. But yes,
you did that, girl.
We see you, girl.
Well, my I see you girl is on the complete opposite end of the spectrum.
As it needs to be. Redeem this for us.
Because this is a perfect example of the range of our podcast. Because my I see you girl this week is billionaire baddie Mackenzie Scott.
Okay.
The former wife of Jeff Bezos. Estimated net worth $34 billion. And the reason why she's my I see you girl, it actually started in 2020. I just realized this. I didn't know she did this. But did you know that she donated $500 million in 2020 to 23 HBCUs around the country?
I didn't know the number, but I knew she was handing out that man's money. She was like, and let me let you know something.
I think the number is either 536 or 563.
It ain't tricking if you got it. That's all I have to say.
And she gave this back in 2020, but the impact is still felt today. So I was reading an article, I want to say it was Blavity, and they had a recent conversation with 3 of the institutions that received money from her: Clark Atlanta, Morehouse, and Spelman. Now, the money she donated was unrestricted, which basically
that's important,
right? Which basically allowed them to do with whatever they wanted to do with the money. But it also signaled to the larger philanthropic community that she trusted them to use the money they see fit. That's very important. So Clark Atlanta received 15, Morehouse received 20, and Spelman received 20. Clark Atlanta moved about $10 million to the endowment, and the rest of the money was used to renovate certain buildings on campus and also create a scholarship fund for kids that went to Atlanta public schools.
That's fantastic.
What'd you say?
I said that's fantastic.
Isn't it? And then Spelman And Morehouse, they did the same. Spelman also awarded students $3,500 each.
Oh, wow.
And also donated money towards their social justice scholars program.
Mhm.
So the reason why she's my senior girl is because 5 years later, all of these schools have received additional funds because of Mackenzie's initial fund. So Clark Atlanta specifically gained another 5.5 million and received
Wow.
a $10 million National Science Foundation award right after Mackenzie donated.
See, this is really important just in general to understand for philanthropy. Now, we don't have the coins yet to make that level of donation, but what the schools are able to do for their student body and even just small scholarships. I know some of my friends who have established either endowments or scholarships at their alma maters or other schools that were or HBCUs, and sometimes just covering books, just covering a semester of food or whatever makes a humongous difference for students because you're bridging the gap. It's not even about having debt. It's sometimes just about not actually having the funds for that semester. So that can really bridge the gap for a lot of students and
Exactly.
make the difference between them being able to continue for the semester or being delayed or not or being discouraged. So that's huge.
This it's incredibly huge. So
Huge.
what I love most about this is it showed to everyone that it was actually it's worth investing in HBCUs. So I'm really
Mhm.
curious to see how it continues to impact these schools, but also I want to hear about the other schools that received this money and hear more about what they've been able to do. But for the most part, it seems like this donation was exactly what these schools needed and they're thriving from that. So that's why Mackenzie is my I see you girl this week.
I see you, girl. We see you, Miss Mackenzie Scott,
Yes.
who's now been relabeled the billionaire baddie, which I don't think anybody's gotten that name yet. So our
Billionaire baddie. Yeah.
our podcast gives the recognition that people deserve.
Yes.
You get if you get a new name on We Are Out of
K
Office,
Laka, billionaire baddie.
you're really
Yes.
doing it in the world.
You're doing very well. You're doing very well. Speaking of another baddie, you want to get into what I'm on right now?
Yeah. So what I'm on right now, aka the no gatekeeping segment.
No gatekeeping. Also, tell me immediately.
Tell
There's a
me
lot of names for this
immediately.
segment.
Yes.
So as I was saying, speaking of baddie, I want to give a shout out to Bel Kalis Marlenis Almanzar, aka Cardi B, aka the Bodega Baddie.
The bodega baddie. Ah!
She just dropped her follow-up to her multi-platinum selling album Invasion of Privacy, Am I the Drama?
Yes.
And the answer to that is no, bitch, you're part of the solution. Okay?
Oh, part of the
She's part of
solution.
the solution. When I say this album, like, no skips.
No
No skips.
skips.
No skips. This album couldn't have dropped at a better time. If you need a reminder of who you are, just pop this joint right in.
What? I haven't gotten a
Just
chance to
pop
listen
it
to the
in.
whole thing, so
It is vulnerable, it's raw, it's funny, and extremely personal. And I feel bad that she had to go through what she went through with her ex. But the art that came out of that is undeniable. Okay?
shout out to
Undeniable.
Mary J. Blige. This is how Mary J. Blige. But we love the Happy Mary too. But
We
that
love the
sad
Happy
Mary,
Mary,
them sad Mary
but the Sad
albums.
Mary was hitting. Yes, you are absolutely correct. Anywho, Am I the Drama has 21 tracks. I love 18 of them. I'm not kidding. Like,
Wow.
honest. Now, everyone's been talking about Man of Your Word, which is essentially like a breakup letter to her ex.
I haven't heard that. Is it T?
It's definitely T. But there's other songs
Okay.
that talk about her relationship. But there's this song called Outside.
Oh yes, I've heard that song.
Good for nothing, low down, dirty dogs. I'm convinced. Next time you see your mama, tell her how she raised a bitch.
Oh, Is that in the song? That's in the
This is
song?
what'd you say?
Is that in the song?
That's in
That's
the
in that
song.
song? I didn't
That's
hear that in that song.
Yeah, it's in the song.
Okay.
Favorite player from your favorite team? He in my DM. I'm so small and tiny. He's so big and tall. Might let him dunk this like he dunked the ball.
Well,
Cardi. Cardi.
well.
Cardi. Spicy. Okay. So my other two faves, one is called Principle,
Mm.
which samples Janet Jackson's Pleasure Principle, which is top 3, one of my favorite songs from Janet. And then the other song is What's Going On, which samples the song of the same title from Four Non Blondes from the 90s.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yeah, that
Oh, yeah.
what's going on? So
Mhm.
Lizzo sings the hook
Oh,
to that
Lizzo singing
song.
that hook? Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
it's great.
cute.
It's great.
That's
There's
cute.
just bangers there. So Demetria Lucas said that this was like Lemonade meets Adele's 30,
Oh, okay.
but make it hip hop. And I completely agree because there is Cardi's flow has changed in
Mhm.
a great way. There's a versatility to how she sounds. You know what it is? Growth.
Growth.
That's what
Okay.
it is. It's growth. You can hear it in her, the lyrics in her, the way that she delivers these words. And I'm so proud of her. I'm also thankful that she was able to be open enough to take it there with this album and so many songs. And the album is already platinum. It came out on Friday, already platinum.
Yeah, I saw Lizzo's post that she said, I'm so proud to be part of the #1 album in the world. I said, okay, girl. So I was actually going to look for Lizzo's song, but now you've told me what to look for. I haven't had a chance to listen to it because we had an eventful weekend on my end. However, I'm looking forward to it. And I did hear the song Shower Tears, which I thought was really good. I played it back several times because I was like, she is really giving it to this dude. She is saying what needs to be said on
I
her own
mean,
behalf. So I do think it's great, and her flow, I'm not the biggest Cardi Flow fan. However, the substance is there. So this is her style. It's like it's if you get used to it, if you like it, if you don't, you can't deny the substance of it. I can't deny her bangers. I can't deny her hits. And so she's got her own lane. So that is what it is. I accept it for what it is. And I have to gotta celebrate a bitch when it's time to celebrate a bitch.
yes.
So congratulations to Cardi on that.
But
And I will be listening.
I will say there are certain songs on there that I was like, oh, like this is a different Cardi. Like Imaginary Players
Mhm.
feels like late 90s New York hip hop. It was giving me Biggie vibes.
Yeah.
Then there's Bodega Baddies, just Cardi in her own, like the essence of Cardi's Bodega Baddie. It's a crime that it's only on 1 minute and 44 seconds. Like I'm still mad about that. But then there's Principle that feels very, and it's just there's a little bit of something for everybody on that album.
Mm.
And I think she's really coming to her own. And I've been playing that
I'm
album.
excited for her.
It's great.
I'm going to be listening to it. I mean, I really love Shower Tears. Like I love it, like just really aside from any other anything. I love it
Hmm.
amongst other songs. So I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of it. And thank you for the recap. So I know which songs to listen to first. I know people like to play the album all the way through, but I like to go to the ones.
Oh, honestly, man of
I
your
like to go
word.
to faves first. Okay.
Honestly, man of your word all the way down. I'm
Okay.
not
I need
kidding.
the group chat songs and then I'll play it all the way through. So that's all basically.
I'm so excited
I'm
to
a
hear what you think
functional album listener. And
when you
I know
listen. Sorry, I
album
keep cutting you off.
purists would hate what I'm saying. So
Oh,
like you're not supposed to skip around. Sorry.
no judgment, no judgment. But like I was very impressed by like I just literally just didn't skip it. Normally I do, but I did not skip it at all. It
I'm
was great.
happy for her because she was saying that she was very nervous to release new music. So the fact that it's been successful, she's getting validation, and that she can get a chance to grow is great. And
Mhm.
I think as artists, you get to see their evolution from album to album to album, and so you got to put something out. And so I'm glad that she did and getting positive reinforcement to keep growing, and that vulnerability. We like it, we love it. So, and then the other thing I was thinking about with her too is that I saw her promoting the album on a lot of the morning shows,
Mhm.
and if she was still just being herself, and I remember how she started, and I was like, she really did make a space for herself in the world. Like
Mhm.
insisted on being herself. Like, she didn't change. She's still the same person. But she's in these spaces having made a space for herself, authentically being her actual self. And I think that's a really big inspiration for a lot of people. Just keep being yourself. Insist on being yourself. Insist on your own authenticity and make the world make space for you.
You know what I wonder? I wonder what DJ Self is thinking right now.
Oh, I remember. Is
Because
he?
it this guy, like, I
Who?
wonder if he's kicking himself because I'm like, you really could have just been there from the very beginning. But you know what though? Everything happens for a reason. And I think his rejection was fuel
Her
to her
protection?
fire. Protection probably as
And
well, but a fuel to her
yeah,
fire for
you
sure.
need that. I Sometimes people making you mad and doing like unthinkable things is the fuel you need that you don't know you need to get to the next level. I know
Yeah.
there are things that in in part of my career, I have a very specific memory. Somebody did something, it was a massive betrayal. And but it was exactly what I needed
Right.
to get me past the fear that I had for my next level. The thing that
Mm.
I needed to do to level up, I was so afraid. And the only thing that's more powerful, I said there's two things more powerful than fear. One is curiosity, and the other is anger.
Mm. That's work.
And so I was so angry that I just blew right through my fear. I was like, I will not lose. And I was
Facts.
on that Jay-Z, I will not lose. And so that fueled the next stage of my professional growth and evolution, because that betrayal made me so mad, which I needed to be. I needed that
Right.
aggression. I
You
needed it.
needed it.
So good for her. Well,
Seriously.
the range of this podcast, the
Yes.
range, the range. We are going to skincare. So the no gatekeeping portion of the what I'm on right now segment. Trader Joe's skincare. So I know that the hair girlies know about Trader Joe's tea tree tingle shampoo. So we're
Mhm.
on that. However, do we know about the skincare? Now, I, again, told you, esthetician, had a skincare company. So I'm very focused on skincare. Does it help? Does it not help? Are the
Right.
ingredients quality? What are the effects? What I have been using for the longest now is Trader Joe's Spa Tea Tree Face Wash. It's almost like Castile soap, but with tea tree in it. But it is a cleansing soap.
Mm.
It doesn't irritate, and it gets my makeup off, and it has tea tree oil in it. So it has really helped. I alternate that with my powdered vitamin C face wash,
Yeah.
and it has been absolutely fantastic. So I just re-upped on it.
Wait, you said powder vitamin C?
So my Clinique powdered vitamin C face wash, that I alternate that with my Trader Joe's tea tree face wash. But if
Oh,
you're
okay.
looking for a good, I know that people are always like looking for a good solid face wash. It's not going to be irritating.
Mhm.
This is one to look out for. It's not expensive. It's in Trader Joe's. If you're going and getting whatever your favorite exotic snack is or your bottle of wine, head to the skincare aisle and check out the face wash. And they have other things that I do kind of have a good sense of the ingredient quality, and I think we're in good hands. So, but start with the face wash. I can't speak for all of the products. I have not used their moisturizers, their face moisturizers. I use their body moisturizers, and they get a thumbs up from me. But
Oh,
the
wow.
face wash, if you're looking for a good face wash, that you might have some sensitive skin issues,
Mhm.
give it a try. And if it doesn't work for you, they'll take it back. And otherwise it was only
Mm,
$8. So
wow.
that's my what I'm on right now.
I love that. I've never heard of a powder face wash. So
Oh, from Clinique?
it's powder and then you just add
That's
water?
a totally separate product. Yeah. So I just want to make sure we don't confuse people.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
the tea tree one is a liquid and a with a pump for the Trader Joe's
Right.
face wash. What my I alternate that with is a Clinique face wash that comes in individual powdered packets. It's a powder. You open the packet, you put the powder in your hand, and then you wet it, and it turns into a lather. The reason why it's a powder is because it's a vitamin C based face wash. And the thing about vitamin C is it's a water soluble vitamin, but it's highly reactive. So it oxidizes, turns brown. It reacts with this environment very, very quickly if it's real vitamin C. So it'll turn orange, yellow, orange, progressively darker and darker, darker, brown until it gets black and it goes bad. So, and it has its highest effectiveness when it's most active, when it's first activated. So so you can have it comes in powdered form, and when you activate it with liquid, you're able to use it, and that's when it's most effective.
Oh,
But
wow.
when you
Okay.
get it in pre-prepared shelf, preparations on the shelf where it's
Mhm.
been sitting there for a while, a lot of times the concentration is not that high, or you don't get the most active form of vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid. So this is Clinique's inventive way of giving you the most efficacious form and delivery of vitamin C to your skin, while also giving you something that can be shelf stable. So you actually don't add the water or activate it until you're washing your face. That's the concept. And then they
Cool.
have vitamin C face serums, which is that's my
Yes, I
swear
love
by.
those.
I
Yeah.
talked about those with the individual ampules that you activate when you get ready to use them. Same concept. It has powdered ascorbic acid, and then you drop it into the formula and use it, and they last. I actually use mine for a month, but they're supposed to be discarded after a week. But it works still. So yeah. So that's the skincare 101 lesson.
I love
Anytime you want me
that.
to do a skincare 101 segment, just let me know.
Yeah, for
I
sure. I
can go on
mean,
for days.
like you said, you did start a business. I think we
Girl.
should do like a skincare intensive episode and bring on like a dermatologist and
Yes.
debunk some things and affirm some things and
There's
all
a
that
lot of
jazz.
things to debunk. A lot of
Hmm.
debunkery that needs to happen
Sorry, now I just thought of a Mary J. Blige song, Dancery,
in this
Debunkery,
debunkery.
and the and the debunkery,
That's a podcast title, The Debunkery.
debunkery. Or we just be debunking stuff all
That's
episode
The
long.
Debunkery. Maybe that's the segment, The Debunkery.
Oh,
Don't
we
steal it.
should. You know what? Because there's a lot of misinformation out there. And
Mhm.
if we wanted to help each other in these crazy times, we should be debunking stuff. So maybe that's a new segment that we'll
New
add.
segment,
Debunkery. I
The
love it.
Debunkery.
In this debunkery. All
And
right, stay
listen,
tuned.
minding my black business.
It's my favorite segment, actually, I think.
Well,
Especially,
you have the segment.
yeah, especially now. Like I'm specifically looking for certain things, especially in tech space. Anything to do with the continent, though, I'm definitely going to talk about because,
That's where it's popping.
hello, that's where it's popping. So this is why I want to talk about M-Pesa. So M-Pesa is a mobile money service that launched in Kenya in
Mhm.
2007. So to compare what M-Pesa is here, it's like a PayPal,
Okay.
right? Now, it allows individuals to bank without having a banking account. So when
Mhm.
you're looking at PayPal, you need an email, you need to have access to internet, you need a banking account, and all these things and whatnot. But with M-Pesa, all you need is a flip phone
A
and
flip phone.
not even a
Okay.
smartphone, a flip phone and $5.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
it. And in a country where 80% of people don't have bank accounts, like in Kenya, this was a game changer. A game changer, right? Okay. So in its fifth year, It had more active users than PayPal had globally.
Oh, really? In its
Yes,
fifth year,
in its
more than
fifth year, PayPal. More than PayPal. This is
Wow.
2012.
M-Pesa.
And the
Okay.
model, because it worked so well, just is now all across the continent today. So you have versions of it in Ghana, in Morocco, in Nigeria. People have been able to use it and adapt it for their audience essentially in whatever, wherever country they're in.
Oh, wow.
Today, M-Pesa is one of few platforms that processes $830 billion annually
Wow. Almost $1 trillion of money processing a year.
a year.
Wow.
Okay. So because of this, a lot of folks are looking to the continent for any innovations in fintech.
Uh-huh.
If it's working there, it's gonna work pretty much everywhere. The
Uh-huh.
difference is the main focus of these innovations are not about scaling and making money, but it's about making the impossible possible,
As it
right?
should.
So with PayPal, they have all these levels to, sign up with an account. And Pesa was like, for example, Nigeria has a version of M-Pesa, but
Uh-huh.
their thing is like, well, because there's so many rolling blackouts, how do you do it? Can you still bank or do anything without power, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Silicon Valley saw this and was like, oh, this is not scalable, but it doesn't matter. It's going to serve a need because we have rolling blackouts over there,
Right.
right?
Right.
So that's the difference. It's looking at how when you're looking at technology specifically with the continent, it's about how inclusive it can be, how much of it can be a problem solver versus an app that reminds you how to drink water, that reminds you to drink water, stuff like that.
Right. So there's actual functionality where
It's
we're in like
actual
we
functionality.
we we have really we need to examine ourselves basically over here in the United States.
All I'm saying is, if you're like me, who's very interested in what's next, when it comes to fintech, you might want to keep your eye on Africa, right? It is the fastest growing. By
Uh-huh.
2025, it will from now to 2025, it will go from a billion and a half folks to 2.5 billion. It is the youngest with over 60%. Yes, that's right. Over 60% of Africans are 25 and younger.
Wow. Which is almost the exact opposite.
Okay. And 1 in 4 in the next 25 years, by 2050, 1 in 4 people will live in Africa.
Wow.
1 in 4. So
By 2050.
by 2050.
Well, we will keep
Don't say I didn't put you on or nothing.
that's what we do. We put people on. And meanwhile, we're gonna hand the wheel to Jesus because this is the Jesus Take the Wheel segment.
This one is I don't have any
So
words actually for this. I honestly don't.
I have few words, but this
I
is
know you. I was like,
I
I was
have
like, she
one
gonna have
word.
some words.
I have one word.
You have the
So
floor, madame. You have the floor.
so Jimmy Kimmel
Hmm.
has been indefinitely preempted due to the current FCC chair, who seemingly threatened the broadcast licenses of networks based on the non-regulated content of Jimmy Kimmel's show that evidently he did not disagree with. I mean, he did not agree with. So he threatened, because he did not agree with non-regulated content of the show, what was said, threatened the broadcast licenses of the network that the show is on, and thus resulting in an indefinite suspension. Uh, that's the network's response that they chose to this. Now, it's not legal to do that, but this is 2025. So,
Uh-huh.
and this is censorship. So, as a long form artist, personally, I don't feel the need to make commentary about everything that comes up in real time. I don't do it. I don't do it at all. And anything that I have to say is in long form content, and it comes as it comes, and it comes when it comes, and as what it is. I write books. So I'm not a social commentator. I'm not a short form content producer in that way. However, on this one topic in particular, very easy as it pertains to censorship. It is a no. It is a hard no. It is a slippery slope that we seem to be sliding down, and it does nothing to improve the quality of discourse in this country or serve to bring us together. So it appears that censorship is a no for other people as well. Social media has been
Mhm.
flooded with calls to cancel their subscriptions relating to Jimmy Kimmel's network and anything related to it, and including some of those calls have been coming from actors and other personalities and voices who have shows on these platforms. So it's still a TBD what's going to happen to Jimmy Kimmel and his show, but I'm definitely saying a prayer for all of those that are in fact affected by this course of action and these decisions, in particular the writers, in particular the producers, in particular the staff, in particular the
Mhm.
catering services, in particular the electricians, in particular the grips and gaffers, in particular the pages and everybody that has a role in this show that employs so many people and is such a presence in not just our media landscape but also in LA.
Mhm.
So that is the Jesus take the wheel uh for me, and I think that it is fitting for this.
Incredibly fitting. I think to also add to that, what's been it's been interesting to see how swift the response is
Mhm.
from those that opposed it, from both sides, actually, which was very surprising to me.
Mhm.
Protests outside of Disney lot, outside of the studio where Kimmel films, online, people in drove. I mean, so much so that apparently they crashed the website
Mhm. The cancellation
and
website.
the cancellation website, and
Mhm.
then whoever was behind back office or whoever was like rerouting people back to the homepage whenever they were trying to cancel it. So then people were putting up tutorials on how to cancel it. Okay, just so you know, they moved the cancel button from the website. So here's how you can do it.
Mhm.
It's insane. I don't have much to say,
As you
but
don't there may be nothing to say
I
in the moment.
I don't have much to say, but I do think this is an important moment in time to really do some soul searching because this is not going to end anytime soon. This will be a very, very bumpy ride. And as I mentioned last week, history, I'm looking at history as a roadmap for the future. And
Mhm.
this is, if you were to point another time in history where it was like this, you had the Red Scare with Hollywood, the
Mhm.
McCarthyism, all of that. So I know we can get through this moment, but
It's
buckle up.
scary times. Yeah,
It is scary.
buckle up.
It's scary.
Buckle
It's
up.
it's
I'm
but
glad that you mentioned that. Yeah, that we've been here before in a sense,
yes,
but it's always in a different way. But it is a moment where it's like to know, yes, you are here. If you think you're here, if you were thinking, if you're questioning, if you're wondering, are we? Yes, we're here.
we are
We're
here.
here. We're here. It's that
It's
time. Yeah,
it's that time.
yeah, yeah. It's the
Let's
same. Yeah,
There's
we're
no ifs,
here.
ands, there's no way
Yeah,
to escape it. It's that time. And we're gonna be fine, as I mentioned. It's
but
just
just know where we are.
just know where we are. We
There should be no more
are
questions.
there we are. Okay.
And with that note, it is very important to focus on our health and healing.
Yes.
And
I was like, how do we move on from this?
as a people, no, it's easy to move on. As we've been talking about, is like making sure that in the midst of this, that you have your personal toolkit for yourself,
Yeah.
because there's every day there's something new. There's another wheel for Jesus to take the hold of, and
He has a wall
pers
full of them.
girl. So personally, at this, you have to health and healing might be our most important segment right now. So you
It
have the
is.
floor.
You
You have the
know,
mic.
I did some reflection. I came across this thing called quiet cracking.
Mm.
And I was like, "Oh, I think that's what I went through this earlier this year through, through the summer up until recently. So if you're not familiar with quiet cracking, it's essentially what happens to someone when they look completely fine outside, but they're quietly unraveling inside. So there's no
Mhm.
big dramatic meltdown, but there are these cracks to your individuals, your soul, that feel like hell,
Cracks in your
essentially.
soul. Girl,
The
you said cracks in your
cracks in
soul.
your soul. No,
Girl.
they're subtle, but they're there.
Mhm.
They're there. They're cracks in your emotional and physical foundation. So let me tell you the
Uh-huh.
signs. Let me tell you the signs because I was like, oh yeah, I was there. So you're constantly tired, and not like, oh, I need to take a nap, but in the sense of if I get one more email, I'm gonna take this back, you know,
You're like, you know? You're like
to this laptop. So you're constantly tired. You've got a short fuse. You are
Mhm.
snappy, right? So you're
Mhm.
just sitting there. You're like, man, why are you chewing so loud? And the person's like, I'm sipping soup. Like, I'm not even chewing. Like, what are
Like,
you talking about?
what's going on with you, ma'am?
Man, you're pulling back, which means you're Netflix and chilling a little bit too hard.
Mhm.
Or this is what I did. You're over functioning, which means you're saying yes to everything. So you won't sit down and actually think about what's going on,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
You are, well, this is the last bit actually. You're experiencing things in your body physically that you've never experienced before. So for me, it was headaches. I
Mhm.
never have headaches,
Mhm.
never. And there was this one afternoon where like it was like the pain radiated from the back of my head all the way to the front. It
That's a
was
tension headache.
excruciating. I could barely function. I had to take Advil and force myself to take a nap.
Have you ever had migraines? Is that a
No,
migraine or a tension headache?
I have no idea. To this day,
That
I don't
sounds like
know.
for me, that sounds like a tension headache. That sounds like when I rarely have headaches either. So when I do, I have to take notice. Like, oh my goodness,
Like something's up.
it's too much.
It's
Too
too
much.
much. And
It's too
so
much.
I forced myself to sleep. And I remember I woke up. This was like after an hour. I woke up and my head was still hurting.
Oh yeah.
It was still
Mhm.
hurting. So I knew there was something wrong. So that's the thing. First thing is, how do you fight? So you're probably like, well, how do you fight quiet cracking?
Yeah. So what do you do?
So first thing is acknowledge that something's wrong,
Mhm.
which I did, right? I'm not okay. Something's up. Two, micro rest.
Micro rest. Now, what is
Micro
that?
rest. So basically, it's finding these little moments in time where you can just detach and just rest. So that's walking.
Mhm.
This is not going on TikTok and scrolling. This is walking. This is breathing,
Turning inward.
turning inward, a little meditation, a little prayer. I started box breathing.
What's that?
So it's basically inhaling 4 seconds, holding in it for 7 seconds, exhaling 8 seconds,
Mhm.
4, 7, 8. And I did this like I was training as if it was an Olympic sport.
I'm
So
doing this.
you breathe in for 4, hold for 7, breathe out for 8. And it feels like it's like a nice little hit of
It
whatever it
is
is.
nice.
It
It is
feels
nice.
great. So pro tip, if you wake up in the middle of the night, probably because of your cortisol, if you do the 4, 7, 8, you will fall asleep in seconds.
Yeah, during the pandemic when I had my anxiety issue severe, my therapist gave me a breathing technique which was 10 and 10. So it was in for 10, out for 10. So
Mm.
that's somewhat similar, but he was saying that your parasympathetic and sympathetic, I can never remember which does which, but the fight or flight versus the rest and restoration,
Mhm.
they can't be simultaneously operating. So you can't be in fight or flight mode and also be in rest and restoration mode. So if you activate rest and restoration mode, you're automatically out of fight or flight mode. And the way to do that is through breathing exercises.
Oh, see, I didn't even know all
That's how you
that.
get yourself out of fight or flight. Well, that was according to my therapist. It worked for me.
Breathing, y'all, when I say really, like really breathing outside of the regular in and out, just that 478 technique really saved my life. Not even lying.
Mhm.
So what do we say? We say acknowledge it, we say micro rest, we do a boundary audit, which is basically look at your boundaries and reassess what those boundaries are. So I knew myself that if there were certain text messages, certain phone calls that were coming in, I made a point to say, yeah, I'm not going to answer that call right now because I know what's going to take out of me to handle that call. So I'm going to save it
Mhm.
for another day. So that's what I also did. Found body check-ins. I noticed that I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders. I tend to do this. So whenever I
I
notice
do too.
whenever I'm
Right.
having my shoulders around my ears, I'm always like, okay, breathe, bring it on down. And then I tend to
Mhm.
do the box breathing right after that. Community care, this is really big. And parents, if you're listening and you're a parent, obviously your kids are your kids and you love them, but it's okay to have other people look after them, and if you trust that, right, so that you can have that moment to yourself. So I've been really well, I'm not great at this, but I've been better at allowing my daughter to go to a friend's house to have fun with her friend, and I trust her parents, and so that they can have her for a little bit so then I can do what I need to do on my end. I was never like that because my mom never let me do that because she didn't trust anybody. But
Mhm.
I trust certain parents to have my kids over there. So I actually have to allow them to do that.
Mhm.
Community. Okay. And the last but not least, which is what I did, because I did everything to the very last moment of this, getting professional support. And
Yes.
that is my functional medicine doctor, Dr. Reshma Patel in Culver City, who helped me, who's helping me getting my life together. So listen to the whispers before they turn into shouts.
I agree with that. I found a therapist. I wound up going to a cognitive behavioral therapist during the pandemic
Mm.
because it was too much, but it had gotten to the point where I was having physical manifestations of I think I was having a nervous breakdown because I
Mm.
was actually shaking all the time. Like I was shaking. I couldn't eat. I lost 12 pounds. I couldn't sleep. So I was stuck in fight or flight mode. He explained to me that your body is stuck in fight or flight mode. I was
Wow.
literally shaking all of this. So before it gets to that point, which I'd never experienced before in my life, but he was incredibly helpful, and just it was miraculous that I found him, and it it came from somebody actually saying something to me that I was so confused by, because somebody was like, "You're so anxious." Like, and I was like, "What?" Like, I would never
Mm.
consider myself an anxious. Like, what do you mean? Like your anxiety. It's hard to be around. Like me, really?
You like,
And
"What? Girl,
I
bye."
know, and I was like, "What?" So I actually, but I thought about it. I was like, "Could this be the case?" And then shortly thereafter, kind of, that's when I started getting these physical symptom like manifestations, and
Mm.
I called, and I got right away. I mean, I had to do something, so I
Mhm.
got help. Yeah, I was like, it was crazy. So yeah, I mean, pay attention to your body and yourself, and even when people make observations that don't seem to make sense, sometimes they're trying to tell you something. So,
Mhm. Exactly. Exactly.
well,
So, yeah, my quiet cracking is slowly the cracks are being filled in with
I
love,
love
hope, and
that.
joy.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I'm in a good place.
Yeah, you have been very light and bright as of lately. Yes, radiant. CMOS.
Sea
CMOS is
moss,
saying
box
I have been
breathing.
drinking CMOS. I do feel like my skin is doing okay with the
Yeah,
CMOS.
sea moss. Well, your skin is always glowing though.
Girl, well, I've almost a month of CMOS, so I'm just like,
It's
I
looking
wanna
good.
I wanna
It's
see
looking
some
good.
results. Someone see some results. Okay, so we're ending on a high note. What's good in Delululand because we gotta keep it delusional as always.
Yes.
Well, do you want me to go with mine?
Yes.
Mine is very simple because you guys know that I'm a Golden Goblet girly. Like I say, every episode, you got Nicolandria, I got Love is Blind, October 1st. Don't look for me. That's what I'll be doing. I'll be binging the latest episode taking place in Colorado. Colorado, Love is Blind, season whatever it is at this point. But to
Yeah, I'm
fill
gonna be
in the
watching.
gaps, now, if you guys are like me and you're not sick of Love is Blind and you love love, like you're a love girly, you're a lover girly. This is this lover girl era. I don't know if you were romantically inspired watching Kate Laka with Chris Brown. You can watch Love is Blind France edition and
Oh,
start
I've been
hearing.
watching that.
I have too. I've been listening to this romance in French. So I've been working on my romantic vocabulary. So I listen to it in French and watch the English subtitles. So, because a
Same.
lot of the stuff, people speak in slang, like the language evolves. So I haven't had any love letters in French in a long time. I used to get them. I was in love in French once. That's another story. I
Mm-hmm.
certainly was in love in French, but I haven't heard these words in a long time. So it's been nice to hear how the people be expressing their
The
feelings
men are
in
so
in
expressive.
français, en français.
The letters that they wrote for their ladies as
Oh,
they were,
I haven't gotten there. I'm still in the first episode.
you, first of all, how have I watched more episodes of Love is Blind in France than you? I think this
Because I was
is.
stuck watching Hitmakers and
Oh, okay,
building the
okay, okay.
band.
Because I was like, how did this happen?
I was
Because,
in my
girl,
music show era. No, I can't wait. Oh,
the roller coaster
oh.
ride. But let
J'attends avec impatience. Je veux voir ça.
means there's beaucoup de passion, okay? Beaucoup.
Oh,
And
j'adore.
shenanigans. But shenanigans
Les
and
shenanigans.
I don't know what the French word is.
Yeah, like I don't
Look it.
know.
I should look it
Le
up.
conneries. Beaucoup de conneries.
Beaucoup. Ça. Okay. Trop, in my opinion. But the men are so romantic. The way that they propose to their ladies, were I've never seen anything like it. So you're gonna have a treat with that.
Disclosure. Should I say it? Okay, it happened. I have been proposed to in French. That's how I've been once engaged theoretically, and I was proposed to in French in Paris. That's another story
And
for
what
another
happened? Wait,
day.
no. We have
No,
time. What
another
happened?
story. We don't have the time. We don't have the time. I'll leave that as a teaser. I mean, obviously, I'm not married. Never got married, but I did get engaged in Paris in French.
In
Uh,
Paris.
under the moon, full moon.
And you clearly said no.
I clearly said yes. I said
Wait,
oui.
you said yes, but then
I did.
what happened?
I was. Girl, that's another story for
Okay,
another
okay,
episode.
fine. We'll save it for
Story
another
time
episode.
with Jayne. I know. I've lived lots of lives. Lots of things happen.
You've had many careers, so that makes sense
Many
for you to have lots of
careers.
lives. Makes sense.
Yeah, but
Makes sense.
I've only been asked
How many times have you been
once.
asked?
I think just once. I've been threatened
What do you mean
to be
threatened?
asked. One of my exes, he was like, he's like, I'm about to propose. I was like, no, don't do that, 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 don't do that. I was like, please, spare us both.
Dang. You know what? We're going to talk about this next episode.
Yeah. I've had many.
When you say no to getting married. You know what? I'm writing this down so I won't forget. This is the next.
Yeah. I've had many
Health and
conversations and many marriage inclined suitors, exes, relationships. But for me, that's a major. I've only said yes once, and only remember being asked once. I don't think
Okay.
anybody's ever asked me.
That's what I wrote my notes. We're gonna.
Anybody else? I actually did not say yes. I said we.
When you said no to marriage.
Mm-hmm. Sure
Yes.
did.
Yep.
If you see me get married, that's all I'm saying. If you see me get married, if you ever see I'm not engaged, if you see me get married, ask questions. What
What
else to
should
say?
the first question be?
Who is this?
Oh.
What he got on it? How'd
We're
that
like, what
happen?
did you do?
What? Yeah, go ask him some questions.
Who
Be
are
like,
you?
first be like, "Are you okay, sis?" Blink twice, and then go ask the questions. Just make sure.
Hilarious.
Make sure everything.
Noted. Okay. Noted. Noted. Well, what's my good this week? We're just gonna keep moving because I'm just gonna keep asking questions, and this clearly needs its own episode. To be frank,
It does. People would be like, "She crazy."
There's a lot of art that's been showing up on my feed lately, and I think because the algorithm knows we need some beauty in our life, some art in our life.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a street artist in Brazil who designs portraits where trees naturally finish the image. His name is Fabio Gomes Trindade, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So imagine a wall, and he's painted this beautiful face of a young girl or a woman or a handsome man, and the trees filling in the area would be their hair. So whether it's in a nice head
Yes.
wrap or it's a nice fro or a flat top, it is so cool. And he's done a lot of these all over different areas of, I don't know which city in Brazil, but there was another page that highlighted him. And so I didn't really go into the details of his background, but I just remember seeing these images and going, oh my gosh, they're so colorful and vibrant. I just want to share that with the world. So I will share that in the show notes for you guys.
I love that.
And then we're going back to Boston because apparently Boston be caring about art. Okay. So earlier this year, I told y'all about a swing set that was door knocker earrings as a swing set in this park. So there was another piece of art that was unveiled by Harmonia Rosales. It's titled Unbound, and it's to memorialize the 200 plus people who were enslaved by members of the King's Chapel, the church there. The woman is dressed in white. She's holding a bird cage. The bird is sitting on top of the bird cage. And Harmonia says this is a reminder of the liberation paradox celebrated along Boston's Freedom Trail. It is a permanent tribute to Black women's contribution to liberty and justice for all across the globe. Y'all, this sculpture, and this is her first sculpture, by the way, it is stunning. Absolutely stunning. It's at 58 Tremont Street.
In Boston.
So
it's
stunning. Like the hair texture, the white, her face. I mean, everything is just, it's absolutely
I can't wait
gorgeous.
to see it. I know you're going to drop that in the show notes.
Oh, you know I am.
Put us on.
Yes. So that's what's good for me this week.
And your final word?
My final word? Okay. So Mackenzie, our $1 billion baddie, trusted Black schools. Cardi trusted her pen, and Africa is trusting its people. And look at the return. So my final word, trust pays dividends. Trust yourself. The ROI is always bigger than you think.
I love that. I bet you know what mine is this week.
Yep.
Be blessed, bitch. That's my final word. Be blessed, bitch.
Every week. Jayne's gonna find a way to bring that up in an episode. I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. So on
So
that note.
we are not gonna have an episode next week.
Yes, y'all, because I'm celebrating my anniversary.
She's
10
married.
years.
She's
Ew, ew,
married.
ew,
She's
ew,
been
ew.
married. She's married now, and she's gonna be married. So she
Okay.
got an anniversary celebration and a big one. 10 years in the
10
game.
years. 10
In
years.
the game.
We're going to, what you say?
You're gonna have to drop that advice. You gotta have to do, 10 years in the game, you get to drop like a top 10 in one of the upcoming episodes.
I get a little wary doing that, right?
No,
When it
no,
comes to
just from
marriage.
your perspective. Just from your perspective. I mean, not the holier than thou version. The
No,
top
no.
10. No,
Not the
nobody wants to hear that.
No,
Nobody wants to hear
I'm
that.
definitely not giving you that.
Nobody wants to hear that.
Let me think
No.
on that. Let me think on that because I want to come back with some gems, but I'm very excited for 10 years. I remember when I first met my husband and said, "Oh my gosh, I can't wait till, we're 10 years married and now here we are." So, we are going to
Aw.
we're going out of the country
Mm.
and for a couple of days and I'll share it afterwards because I don't want y'all to be finding me. And and just in case, because you never know. You never know.
You never know.
But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very, very excited.
Well, have a wonderful time. And you guys, if you are going to miss us for this week, then go back through our archives because this is our 37th episode and we have 36 more, 36
Mhm.
others that you may not have heard. So we are on your favorite podcast platform on YouTube. If you have been listening and haven't seen us on YouTube, check us out on YouTube. You can check
Yes.
us out on TikTok and Instagram and
Yeah,
anywhere that you listen to your favorite podcasts.
that's right.
See you in 2 weeks. Not next week, but the week after next.
And until then, be
Till then,
blessed, bitch.
be blessed, bitch. Bye.
Bye.